We are going to talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and that's leadership. One of my mentors, John Maxwell, says, everything rises and falls based on leadership. We have a wonderful show for you today. And first, I'd just like to share with you a poll that was taken of 2,800 leaders around the globe. And they identified top traits of leadership. Stay tuned and I'll share this information with you. Remember, I just said 2,800 business professionals were polled and asked what were their top 5 leadership traits. These individuals were from 4 generations. Let's discuss what they are. You might be surprised. The number 1 leadership trait is courage. Courage to make decisions, those tough decisions. 2, the ability to be forward thinking. Progress, innovation, they're key in the workplace. Number 3, honesty. Know, like, and trust. You know, we always discuss that. Number 4, the ability to inspire. Yes. How many of us want to work for someone who actually motivates us and makes us feel good about working for the organizations that we do? And the last one, something that I totally agree with, and that's intelligence. You want to have confidence in your leaders. You want to know that they can do the job. Do you have your own list of traits that you admire in leaders? Today, I was on a Zoom meeting and I was inspired to discuss this topic. And we were asked the same question. What are the traits that we most admire in leaders? For me, my number 1 trait is respect. I think it's very important that you and I can respect our leaders, whether they're in the workplace or anywhere else. How many of you ever had a boss or knew a leader where their followers lacked respect for them for various reasons? My second top trait is empathy. You see, I love leaders who can relate to me, who won't look down on me or judge me or speak to me in a condescending manner. Empathy is key for me. Now, let me just also talk about those traits that we don't admire. Do you have some traits that you don't admire about leaders? Do you have a boss who perhaps there are certain traits that you wish that boss did not have? Well, I have a few of my own. The first one, I must admit, is incompetence. Again, that intelligence piece, that competence piece is very key if I'm going to follow you, if I can trust you to make good decisions based on my behalf, based on the company's behalf. The second trait that I do not admire is untrustworthiness. Know, like, and trust. We've talked about that before. You want to be able to trust your leaders. They do what they say they're going to do, and they back it up. And they have your back. They support what you're going to do and want to do. And then the last one is I do not appreciate a leader who is not willing to give credit where credit is due. Have you ever had an idea that would have made your company millions, maybe even billions of dollars? And when you brought that idea to the forefront and told your boss, they did not give you the credit or the recognition for that extraordinary idea? So that's my list. I can't wait to hear yours. Send me an email and share with me what your top traits of leaders are. Next up, you are going to meet an extraordinary leader here in Palm Beach, Florida, and beyond. I met this gentleman a while ago, and everything he touches turns to gold. Stay tuned so you can meet him.
Once a pharmaceutical sales executive for Johnson & Johnson, Deeawn Roundtree was ranked number 2 in the country. Therefore, it's clear she knows the formula for success. In her new book, Beyond the Boardroom, Learn How to Play and Win at the Game of Corporate Politics, Roundtree appeals to students and grads just entering the job market, others making a transition, or struggling to meet their employer's expectations. This reference guide will teach you how to improve your personal and professional image from the inside out. Beyond the Boardroom, Learn How to Play and Win at the Game of Corporate Politics is available to purchase at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. You can also download in ebook format via www.virtualbookworm.com. For more information, visit our website at www.deeawnroundtree.com.
Welcome back. I cannot wait for you all to meet this extraordinary professional and business leader in our community and beyond. This gentleman, I swear, he should be the President of the United States. But let me introduce you to one of my dear friends, such a wonderful and intelligent attorney in this community, Mr. Attorney, that is, Grasford Smith. Hi,
hello, Dr. Roundtree. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. I know your schedule is very, very busy, and I'm grateful that you just took a few moments out your day to allow me to interview you so that you can share with our audience the secret to your success.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Grasford, I would love for you to share with our audience, when we're talking about business leaders, what makes a good leader?
You know, I just listened to the various criteria that you just provided, the 5 elements that the survey produced. And I would say it really starts with a genuine love and appreciation of people. If you're leading, that means you're leading a team. And I think you have to have really the heart to want to see others succeed and flourish and to try to put them in the best positions where they can be successful. So I think it really starts from someone that has the genuine people touch, and that others realize that they are really truly in their corner. And it's not just about the leader themselves or for some other pursuit, but really it's about the people who are involved in the process.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you, Grasford. Now, Grasford, you are tremendously successful. I've watched you and seen you firsthand, the way you network and the way you deal with people. Can you share with our audience a little bit about your background and how you became such a successful attorney here in Florida?
Well, I'll take it all the way back. I'm originally from Jamaica. I moved to the United States when I was 11 to South Florida. Went to schools in Florida until I went to law school in New York, and ultimately decided to become a corporate attorney, a litigator for a large law firm. So I've had the pleasure really of working on behalf of clients on some of the most sophisticated business matters that you really can imagine throughout the country. So I've been really, truly blessed and honored to do that. But a long time ago, I decided that I didn't want to be the type of lawyer that was just going to be behind the desk or be in the courtroom, that I really wanted to be out in the community, giving back. In fact, I often quote a leader, Charles Hamilton Houston, who is credited to be the father of the civil rights movement. And he said famously, a lawyer is either a social engineer or a parasite on society, either a social engineer or a parasite on society. So I really took that to heart, and I wanted to give back in meaningful ways. And so I've been blessed to have that opportunity to do that. And so I think as some people say, when you do good work, you get rewarded with more work. So as I volunteered and I've been able to assist organizations achieve their goals, and a lot of what I've done outside the practice of law is focused on marginalized communities and what I can do to help them to advance. But thankfully, I've been able to, I think, move the needle with whatever organization I've been able to be a part of.
That's amazing. And, I know that for your age, people are amazed at how young you are with such great success. And any advice that you would give someone who is a young person who aspires to be as successful as you are?
Well, I would say, Dr. Roundtree, that first and foremost, find what you're passionate about. Where does your passion lie?
Yes.
There are various ways for you to become successful, to achieve your goals. But I think when you're passionate about the things you do, whether it's your profession that you use to make a living, or whether it be community service, when people believe and feel authentically that you are in it for more than yourself, and that you want to see, again, the organization, the cause be advanced in some significant way, and that you have the competence and the drive to see whatever goals to the finish line. I think that's really what it takes. But like I said earlier, I think it all starts with a genuine love for people.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I've witnessed that. Actually when you agreed to be an adjunct professor at South University, where I worked, and you actually taught business law to the students, and they absolutely fell in love with you. I mean, can you share a little bit about your experience being an adjunct professor?
Absolutely. But first of all, thank you for providing me that opportunity. It was basically a bucket list for me to have the opportunity to give back in that way. So yes, South University gave me the opportunity, and it was a business law course. It's right directly in my wheelhouse. So I had the opportunity to essentially teach the next generation. Business law, really permeates just about everything that we do. There are contracts involved and everything, a lot of things that we have to do in our daily lives. So, being able to, address those complicated concepts, break them down in ways that the students could understand. And what I liked about South is that it had this case study method where it really was about learning the information, but more importantly, applying the information to, different scenarios. So what I saw in those students is that they were able to elevate their knowledge, elevate their understanding, and I'm sure they're all better for it in their various respective fields.
Absolutely. I know many of the students, and, quite frankly, at South, they have non-traditional students. Their average age is 34. Many of them still reach out to me today asking about you. They were just so happy that you were one of their professors with such a prestigious background that you have. And one of the things that I really admire that you embarked on this year is being the newly elected president for the Black Chamber. Can you share with me how that came to be amidst all the other things that you're doing?
Yes, so I've been serving on the board of the Black Chamber now for the better part of 5 or 6 years. And it was a natural progression, I think, into leadership. I tell people that I haven't joined many organizations that I haven't ended up leading at some point in my tenure with them. But it was an opportunity for me to put my stamp on it. The Black Chamber is an organization that exists to advance the interests of its members in business. And, we believe in networking. We believe in advocacy. We believe in sharing information. We believe in training. And our board, which is made up of other volunteers from various fields, all of them are just really focused on what we can do to enhance opportunities, primarily for Black businesses here in Palm Beach County. And I must say, the feedback we've gotten this year has truly been tremendous. I mean, we've gotten excellent feedback from the community that they've appreciated what we have been able to do. And I would say the best is yet to come. I mean, we're working right now on a equity entrepreneurship center, an actual physical building that will be a hub for training and networking and providing opportunities to the community. So I'm hopeful that that will be up and running in the next couple of years. But of course, we're not waiting around on that. We're working right now to provide as many opportunities as possible for our local businesses.
That's tremendous. And I'm so happy that I'm actually a member of the Black Chamber. And I must admit, you guys went above and beyond to promote me as a new business in the community. Got a lot of rave reviews from the social media postings that you've done. And I'm excited for all the opportunities that are coming about at the Black Chamber. It's tremendous. Everyone I've met there have been phenomenal individuals. And speaking about networking, Grasford, I have never met anyone who is such a powerful networker. I mean, it seems to come naturally for you. Can you share the importance of networking and what makes you such an amazing networker? I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Well, listen, no matter what your business in, we're all in the people business. And you mentioned earlier, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so when you can form meaningful relationships with other people that are in business, opportunities flow from that. So networking is truly an essential part of being in business. And what was your other question that you asked? How do I go about it?
Yeah, it seems natural. I've seen you at in fact, you and I met at one of, I think it was a community event.
That's
and
correct.
I noticed, what was that?
No, I said that's correct.
And I noticed just how well you networked with individuals, and it seems to come natural. Is it natural to you?
Interesting. That's a very good question. So I wasn't born in circles that were networking is something that we just did. So, for me, something that I had to learn over time. I think it probably started for me in law school. My law school, New York University, during the course of my time in law school, there were various events where the students got opportunities to be in, these settings where we could walk around and meet each other, have a glass of wine or have some hors d'oeuvres. And, for me, it really started there, understanding how to be in a room. And one of the things that I share with newer networkers is that when you go into an environment like that, where there are lots of folks, don't feel the need to meet every single person in that room. Because if you met every single person in that room, you probably didn't have meaningful dialogue, meaningful conversations with anybody. You just went up to them to get a card. You got their card, they got your card. You go back to your office. You probably don't even remember that person or why you had the card in the first place. So I've had the experience when I was more more of a rookie in this space, I would get back to my office. I'd have a big stack of cards. And, after a while, I would end up throwing some of them away because, there were no connections there. So I made the decision that when I was going to be in those types of environments, if I only spoke to 2 or 3 people that day, but we had meaningful conversations and we made a real connection, that I've done my job. Because Palm Beach County is in many respects a small community. If you are here for any length of time, eventually, all of those connections will add up. And there will become a point where you'll walk in a room and you'll realize that a lot of the people there. Palm Beach County, in that sense, allows you to build upon your networks, I think, pretty quickly, and your reputation spreads. So, the degree of separation here, I think, is probably only one. So that's an example of networking. Obviously, it's not just going to a function and work in a room. There's various ways you can network, but that's the one that most people tend to think about, in terms of what networking truly means.
Wow, that was golden. I mean, that was phenomenal. Thank you, Grasford. I couldn't have said it better. It's all about relationships. And considering what we're going through as a country, as a nation, from everything from the racial uproar, the weather, and COVID, if there was one thing, and it doesn't have to be business related, if there was one thing that you would like to leave with someone who's listening to you right now, what would it be? One thing that you would like for them to know or wish they would know?
Wow, that's a very good question. And especially when you put it in the context of all of the various things going on in the world today. I mean, there's so many different issues, different problems. I think at times it could seem, frankly, overwhelming because there's so much injustice, so much inequities that we all see and experience. And I think it becomes frustrating. It becomes numbing at times. But I think, it's understanding that, one, you can only do what you can do. But what you can do is meaningful. If you can touch one person in a meaningful way, if you could make somebody's life better in some meaningful way, then I think you've done your job. And I've found, Dr. Roundtree, that when I have been in a position to help others, it is certainly one of the most gratifying things that you can do. So I would leave that with your great audience.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm just honored and thankful that you've joined my networking group, Network in Action. You're a phenomenal asset to any organization, to any company that you work for, and to any community that you serve. And I just can't thank you enough for being here. And I'm sure you still have a lot of emails to check and phone calls to return. I look forward to having you back on the show at a later time. And again, just so thankful and grateful that you were here today.
Well, thank you, Dr. Roundtree. And I must say, you are definitely one of the best leaders here in Palm Beach County. You've done such a great job promoting your business. But I could say, even going back to South that you mentioned, your students were so appreciative of how you poured into them, really selflessly. So I think you've just done an amazing job, and I'm privileged to be here with you today.
Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you back in Palm Beach County and at the Chamber.
Thank you very much, Dr. Roundtree. Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks.
Attending weekly networking meetings can be painful and time-consuming. Having the right connections to grow your business is a must. As an experienced business owner, you need to maximize both your time and marketing dollars. So finding the time to grow your professional network and business connections can now be easy and painless. We are Network in Action. We take pride in helping existing business owners build powerful business networks. Our specialty lies in helping you network and build healthy relationships that will benefit your business. To do this effectively, all NIA groups are run by trained professionals who are responsible for the group's membership, activity, and long-term success. We set up monthly meetings to help you network and build strong relationships with other business owners and like-minded professionals. And above all else, we guarantee the return on your investment. Simple as that. So, what are you waiting on? There are not many guarantees in life. Call now to lock in yours.
Attorney Grasford Smith at Akerman Law Firm, reach out to him. Now it's time for Ask Dr. D, where I answer your questions. And I just want to thank those of you who have emailed me your questions or texted me and said, hey, please answer this question. So here we go. My first question today is, I am amazed by the tone of emails in the workplace. Can you share some tips on proper email etiquette? Wow, with texting and social media, it is so tempting when we're in the workplace to be more relaxed when we're sending those emails. So my tips are this. Number one, make sure that you are sending the email to your intended recipient. Have you ever sent an email to the wrong person? Oh my goodness. So make sure you double check and triple check that you are sending your email to the right person. Also, if you ever get an intense email, make sure you stay professional. Anything in writing can be used against you, okay? So regardless of who's coming at you in a tactful manner, make sure you remain professional and invite that coworker to meet you or that client to meet you outside of work to hash out any disagreement that you may have. And also remember that this is still a professional document. So know the proper format. It should be in a memo style. Make sure you put a subject and make sure it's relevant and it inspires the recipient to open it. So put as much information as you can in the subject line. And last but not least, proofread. Oh my gosh. Proofread. This is tough because, and I know firsthand, I read my emails 2 and 3 times and still miss an error because our brains are already filling in the blanks that are in the email. So my suggestion is that if it's very important, and most of them should be in the workplace, walk away for a minute. Do something different and then go back to it to clear your mind and regain your focus so that your emails are as error-free as possible. And remember, we all make mistakes, so it's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, my second question is, if you are having personal problems, is it okay to cry at work? Oh my goodness. What a great question. Today's climate, we are all so emotional about so many things. And I understand it. I lost 6 people in my family last year. And just imagine having to work with all of the personal things that we have to deal with and manage in our personal lives. Let me just say, if you are emotionally distraught, I would suggest, if you can, to take a vacation day because you don't want to bring that to the workplace if at all possible. And although your coworkers will sympathize and empathize with you, and even your bosses, remember, they're just human, and you don't want them to think less of you just because you shed a tear. Know who you're dealing with. That is my answer to the last question. All right, next up is my tip of the week. So my tip of the week is to remember that your personal business should stay personal. Again, keep your personal business personal. No one needs to know what is going on outside of work. Again, as I always say, we're only human, and you don't want to give anyone ammunition or a reason why they should not promote you. That's my show for today, everyone. Thank you for being here. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again on the next episode of Beyond the Boardroom with Dr. Deeawn Roundtree.